everyone, what is up? It is Berlin. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how you doing this fine Tuesday? We've got a little bit of James Charles tea to get into, as you can probably tell by the title. There is yet more James Charles drama. It's not a massive update, but it is a little update. Morphe. Now, if you don't know, there's a lot of speculation that James Charles is probably coming out with his own makeup line with Morphe, and people are kind of thinking that he's going to drop that quite soon. Now, what I have seen is that Morphe have now disabled the James 10% off code, so you can no longer put that code in at checkout to get 10% off. Also, when I got up this morning, because I only saw that news this morning, it happened very late last night when I was in bed. Then this morning, got up, I saw that news, that little update. So I went straight over to Morphe's UK website to see if it was the same deal over there, whether they had cancelled James 10% off code or not. And yeah, they had. So what I did from there is I started typing in other influencers' codes, because I was really curious. You know how we've been saying that other influencers who are associated with James, who collaborate with James, such as Manny MUA, Gabriel Zamora, all the people who were in his Mario Kart video the other week, all these people are not saying anything. They're all dead silent about James Charles and all this sexting scandal that's been going on with him, sexting minors. Everyone is quiet. You know, the beauty community, it's like crickets, you know. When Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson had a similar scandal over jokes, mind you, there were a lot of MUAs who work with Morphe, who have codes with Morphe, who discontinued their codes in outrage, you know. So funny that now we've got James Charles in a big scandal and none of these MUAs or beauty gurus who are associated with James Charles have rushed to drop their codes. That to me seems very, very shady and very biased. So I was very curious. I typed in Manny MUA's code on the Morphe websites, still active. I typed in Jaclyn Hill's code on the Morphe website. Curiously, that didn't work. I was like, what? So has Jaclyn Hill dropped her Morphe code, or is it a case of because Jaclyn Cosmetics is owned by former brands or invested in by former brands that Jaclyn no longer gets to have a code? That's something that I wondered, because I thought, wow, if she's got former brands, formerly Morphe, investing in her actual makeup line, perhaps they think, oh well, she's going to make enough money that way, she doesn't need the affiliate code anymore. And now I'm starting to wonder if this is the same deal with James Charles, being as we've seen receipts that James Charles is coming up with a makeup line. I'm wondering if they've only disabled his code because of the makeup line and not actually because of the scandal. Funny, because if you go over to Morphe's Instagram, it is chock full of negative, hateful comments all towards James. Loads of comments all calling the brand Morphe out to do something about James Charles, to drop James Charles. It is a whole ass mess. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens from here, whether Morphe will actually come out and say anything or whether they'll just go silent. And then a few weeks time, boom, there's James Charles' makeup line. So let's start naming and shaming these people who won't distance themselves from James Charles, yet they distance themselves from Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson for their scandal. Let's name and shame. Okay, so you've got Nikita Dragon. Her code still works on Morphe. You've got Manny MUA. You've got Louis Castro. Pera! Yep, his code still works on Morphe. Who else have we got? Well, there is Kimora Black, but to be honest with you, I think that Kimora Black is unproblematic. To me, Kimora Black is not somebody who's ever been associated with James Charles, but however, the Morphe code still works because she is a Morphe affiliate, to be honest with you. What else? Who else did I type in? Jaclyn Hill, and Jaclyn Hill, like I said, that didn't work. So what does this show us? Well, it shows us that Morphe are only bothered about one thing, the almighty dollar. It shows us that Morphe don't care about teenagers who are their customer base. They don't care about the safety of teenagers. All they care about is making money. But yet you've got James Charles, someone they collaborate with, being inappropriate with minors, sending nudes, soliciting nudes from minors. The youngest one was 14 years old. 14. A child. A literal child. And James Charles has done the most trying to get nudes from people of that age. What the fuck, Morphe? Wake up. This is how bothered Morphe are about this whole entire situation. When you click on the Morphe website bestsellers, first thing that pops up, what is it? Oh, the James Charles X Morphe palette. First thing that pops up, James Charles X Morphe palette and brushes. That's how bothered they are about James Charles. So do we think Morphe are ever going to do anything? Yet when it was Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and even Laura Lee, do you guys remember when Morphe chucked out the Laura Lee stuff and it was like within days of her scandal? It's been weeks now and they've done zero about James Charles. They have done absolutely nothing in weeks. Even though James Charles has been on video in person himself. I was desperate. Girl, what is this? What are Morphe playing at? Really? What does it take for them to see that he's a bad egg? How many have we had now? We have had, minus that fake accuser, we have had 11 boys come forward about James Charles. And I think at least 3 of them or 4 of them have been minors. That is so fucking concerning. I'm like, damn, Morphe. I've never known this with a brand. I've never known a brand to care less about the safety of the teenagers they're supplying makeup to. Like, what? And yes, my eyeshadow looks a bit messy right now, but it looks messy before it gets better, trust me. Yesterday was a mess, but today is going to be much better. Trust me. And no, I'm not using a Morphe palette here. I'm using my good old blood sugar. Fuck Morphe. As well as Morphe being Morphe, there is also something else that we've got to talk about in regard to James Charles, and that is this little clip that I'm about to show you, because James Charles went on air on a podcast when he was 18 years old talking about how he likes to turn straight guys. Now think about this. If this were the other way around, where it was a gay guy who was being converted, there would be uproar about that. So why did James think it was okay to convert straight guys? I'm going to play you the clip.
Right now, you see the guy of your dreams. Just who's the guy of your dreams, roughly?
Like Cameron Dallas, Shawn Mendes, just a straight guy that I could like convert.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Ethan or Grayson, but they're my best friends, so like now it's kind of weird at this point.
You know what I find really kind of disturbing here? Just at the end of that clip, you heard James mention Ethan and Grayson Dolan, and then he said, oh, but it's weird because they're kind of like my best friends now. So James admits that he had a crush on Ethan and Grayson. It's alleged that James did something with Grayson or to Grayson that wasn't consensual. That was something that came out in the whole Bicester scandal in a text message that Jeffree Star had sent to James Charles. That was something that popped up in the No More Lies video. So now I'm thinking, maybe there was something in that. Let me know what you guys think about that. But in kind of happier makeup news, you've got the brand Made by Mitchell, who make these liquid blushes, coming out with liquid bronzers. So I'm really chuffed about that, because honestly, I've been using this Sweet Cheeks, this liquid blusher. I've been using that like every day when I do my makeup at the moment. And honestly, I've never really got into using a liquid bronzer before, but because I like the formula of this one so much, and because I'm using this like every day, I'm expecting I'm going to fall in love with the liquid bronzers too. And there is also more shades in the blusher coming out. Mitchell used one the other day on a live, and it was like a sort of really soft peach colour. It was gorgeous. I was like, ooh, nice. Anyway, guys, that is about it from me here, and I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about the whole James Charles Morphe thing, and I will see you very soon on the next one. So I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. This was just a little kind of update on the James Charles situation. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.